Most businesses do not have a lead problem. They have a response problem. That is the thing I keep coming back to, especially with home services, legal, and local service businesses. The phone is already ringing. The issue is nobody gets to it fast enough.
Yeah, it's like owning a busy little shop and leaving the front door locked for chunks of the day. You can spend all this money getting people to show up, and then nobody opens the door. That's a painful way to lose business.
Exactly. And it sounds small when people say, well, we missed a call. But one missed call is often one lost job. A homeowner has a leak under the sink, or their AC stops working, or they need a plumber before guests arrive. They call one company, no answer. Maybe they leave a voicemail, maybe they don't. Then they call the next company.
And the next company sounds alive. That's the key. Somebody answers, says, yes, we can help. Here's the next step. And just like that, the first company is out of the running. Not because they were worse, not because they were more expensive. They were just slower.
Right. And in legal, it's the same pattern. Someone needs a lawyer after an accident, or for a custody issue, or they've got a contract problem. They are not making a leisurely spreadsheet and comparing 12 firms over coffee. They want a response. If one office doesn't answer and another gets back to them quickly, that lead moves.
I've seen this in local service businesses too, like med spas, dental practices, roofing, cleaning companies. People are usually calling because they're ready or close to ready. This isn't random browsing. This is, hey, can you help me now-ish?
Yes, and missed calls happen every day, not occasionally. That's the part business owners sometimes underestimate. They think of it as a rare exception, but it happens during lunch, after hours, when the front desk is helping someone in person, when the team is short staffed, when everyone is on another line, when the owner is out in the field.
Or when life is just being life. Somebody's sick, the day runs sideways, the phone system gets messy. I mean, no business is a perfectly tuned machine all day long. That's normal. But the customer on the other end doesn't care why the call got missed.
They just move on. And that's why this matters. The hidden cost of a missed call is not the missed ring, it's the booked job that went to someone else. It's the consultation you never had. It's the customer you paid to attract but never actually spoke to.
And because it happens in tiny moments, it's easy to shrug off. One call here, two there. But stack that over a week or a month, and, well, now you're not talking about a phone issue. You're talking about a revenue leak.
The reason this turns into lost revenue so quickly is simple. The first responder usually wins the customer. Not always, but usually. Speed creates trust. It creates momentum. It tells the buyer, we're available, we're organized, we can help.
Yeah, if your basement is taking on water, the company that picks up first feels like the company that'll show up first. Even if that's not fully fair, it's how people think. Fast response feels competent.
That's exactly it. And even a delay of a few minutes can hurt conversion. If someone fills out a form or makes a call and they don't hear back quickly, their attention moves. They keep searching. They call someone else. They solve the problem another way.
There's also that tiny emotional window, right? Someone is ready now. They've finally decided to deal with the broken garage door, or call a family lawyer, or book a pest control visit. If you miss that window, the urgency cools off or gets captured by a competitor.
Yes, and this is where business owners should think in dollars, not just call volume. A missed opportunity in home services might be a few $100s on the low end, and it can go into the thousands depending on the job. In legal, one missed qualified lead can be worth much more. In local clinics or service businesses, one new customer often represents both the first transaction and future repeat value.
So even if we keep it super conservative, let's say one missed call costs a business a few $100s. That already adds up fast. And in a lot of cases, it's not a few hundred. It's 1,000, 3,000, 5,000, more. That's not a rounding error. That's a real hole in the bucket.
Exactly. And if your marketing is working, slow response becomes even more expensive. You're paying for ads, SEO, referrals, direct mail, whatever your lead sources are, and then losing those leads at the point of contact.
It's like paying to fill a waiting room and then disappearing behind a curtain. Warm lead comes in, hears nothing, leaves. Terrible analogy maybe, but you get it.
No, it works. The bigger point is this: speed to lead is not a nice extra, it is part of the sale. The response is not separate from conversion, it is conversion.
And the business owner listening might be thinking, okay, but we do call people back. Sure. The question is, when? 10 minutes later? An hour later? End of day? Next morning? Because by then, a lot of those buyers are just gone.
That's the practical lens. If you want higher conversion, more booked jobs, and better return on the leads you already have, faster response is one of the simplest levers available. So, what's the fix? Not theory, not hype. The practical fix is a safety net. AI voice receptionists and SMS follow up can make sure leads are acknowledged immediately, even when your team is busy or unavailable.
I like the phrase safety net because that's what this is. Not some robot takeover thing. More like, hey, the phone rang and somebody was there to catch it. The business stayed open even when the humans were tied up.
Exactly. If a customer calls after hours, during lunch, or when the front desk is handling something else, an AI voice receptionist can answer, gather basic information, help route the inquiry, and keep the interaction moving instead of letting it die in voicemail.
And then the SMS follow-up matters too, because people live on their phones. A quick text that says, we got your request, here's the next step, or here's how to book, that keeps the conversation alive. It reduces that drop-off that happens in the silence.
That's the outcome business owners should care about: more booked jobs, better conversion, fewer lost leads. Not because the technology is exciting, but because it closes a very expensive gap in operations.
And it helps in really ordinary situations. The HVAC owner is on site. The legal intake person is on another call. The med spa front desk has 3 people checking in at once. Nobody's doing anything wrong. They just can't be in 2 places at once.
Right. This is about coverage and consistency. If your business depends on inbound calls or web inquiries, you need a reliable way to respond fast every time, not just when the day goes smoothly.
Because smooth days are lovely, but rare. Real businesses are messy. Phones ring at bad times. Leads come in when everyone's slammed. That's normal. What matters is whether your system is built for real life.
And that's the takeaway. Slow response is lost revenue. If you're missing calls, responding late, or relying too heavily on voicemails and callbacks, it's worth reviewing your current call handling. Look at where leads are slipping through. Look at how long response actually takes.
Yeah, just audit it honestly. Call your own business, submit your own form, see what happens. You might learn something uncomfortable, but useful.
And useful is the point. If you fix the response gap, you often improve results without increasing lead volume at all.
More from what you already have. Hard to beat that. Juliana, this was a good one.
Thanks, Simon. We'll keep breaking these down in practical terms. See you next time.
See you next time. Bye, Juliana.